Well, good evening, internets. It's edition number 253 of my Bookward Bound journey from I should really do this to done. And it's 301 consecutive live streams where I come down here, even on a Saturday night, and I work on this book for at least, 20 minutes to an hour, progressing the book forward so that I can actually publish this thing on January 1st of 2021. I started doing it Friday, March 5th, with episode number 1. Tonight is episode number 253. And I'm kind of amazed that it's still going, but it is. In fact, the book's in really great shape because I put so much time into it with your help, because you are the people who keep me actually accountable to myself and to you, because I did promise to you that I'd be down here every single night for 301 consecutive days working on the book. Well, and that quest continues tonight. As I realized yesterday or the day before, or kind of combination of days, that the written portion of the book is kind of in good shape. That doesn't mean I don't reserve the opportunity or the ability to add sections as needed or delete or whatever, but my goal was to have a book that was about 250 pages. I think right now it's coming out to about, let's say, 270 pages. So I've got room to delete some stuff, maybe add some new stuff in without a problem. And frankly, I need to start focusing on getting this book done because I only have 48 days left in this before I need to get those press-ready files uploaded to Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing space. So let's stop talking. Let's start writing or editing or designing or something else. Now, over here, this is the application I'm using to write the book. It's called Scrivener, and it's really great because here's the main body where you do the writing, and then over here is a pane that shows you all the sections or subsections, whatever you want to call them. And yesterday, I actually wrote a lot in this section, because it's important to know just how inspiring jealousy can be. And maybe that's something I should put in here. So what's my point? Embrace the envy, jam off the jealousy, jam off the jealousy. Ignite the power of your work by finding the people who make you scream, I am not worthy, and then take that emotional energy and apply it to your efforts. No one is inherently better than you unless they aren't afraid to get off the couch and get going when you are. The former First Lady of the United States of America put it this way. Here's the secret, she said. She added, I have been at probably every powerful table that you can think of. I have worked at nonprofits. I've been at foundations. I've worked in corporations, served on corporate boards. I've been at G summits. I've sat in at the UN. They are not that smart. Michelle Obama, I still have imposter syndrome on BBC.com. Blah, blah, blah. What Ms. Obama said is true of everyone you think is smarter, better, sharper, and more talented than you. They aren't. But what they are is persistent, disciplined, determined, and undaunted despite their fears. And the most important thing they've learned? To silence the critic inside their head just long enough to get stuff done. The very concept of personal branding is almost distasteful to some and uncomfortable for many. I understand why. We're taught from our earliest years that we're no better than anyone else, a concept I completely agree with. But many misinterpret that lesson to mean I have nothing special to share with the world. That is fundamentally false. If you're sharing the honest truth of who you are, what you do, and how you do it. Not everyone is going to be enthralled by what you have to say, but that's okay. You don't have to please the entire world. But by sharing what is uniquely yours, you're adding value and positive energy to a society that could really use it. You won't always win, but you know who is guaranteed to be a loser, right? A person who doesn't even try. Okay, boom. I'm going to say that section's done. For now, anyway. So I'm going to award it the coveted blue flag of pretty much done. And as you look over here in my sections, I've got green for stuff that's totally done and edited. I've got blue stuff for stuff that's done but needs editing. Blue flags. And then I've got very, very few, very at the end, and I may be deleting these sections altogether. Yellow flags, which are, hey, you've started it, but you need to finish it. And no, I think I'll keep this in here. Podcast. What other stuff do I really like listening? Book. At media.com/blog. Maybe we'll do it this way. I'll have to deal with the formatting when I port it on over to Microsoft Word, which is not a great way to format a book, but it has a decent table of contents system and stuff like that. So I gotta go through this and think about it and add to it. But anyway, the last time I actually they call it compiling. It's very much like a computer program. You write all the code and then you compile it into a program. Well, in this case, you write all the book and then they compile it into a book that is optimized for 6x9 inch. In my case, I chose a 6x9 inch paperback book, and this is the size of such a book. This is my first book, which came out to 214 pages. Imagine adding about 50 pages to this, and that you'll have the new book, Nonfiction Brand. I think I also want to show you the compiled book. Yeah, let's do that. So hold on, I need to... Nonfiction. Okay, right now it's a 19 megabyte file, but it will be uploaded as a PDF file, making sure it's press ready PDF. And you can see right now this is cooking through, thinking its way through the book. That total number of pages, etc. And you can see it's pretty much formatted for a 6x9 inch book. In fact, I'll show you. There we go. There's the full page. But things like page numbers, I'll have to do that inside Word. Same thing with the table of contents. A page like this, I'll need to size this better because that's a little bit big. Because I'll try to want to get that on the same page as this, probably. Let's see. And just stuff like this, making it fit the page better. Dun, 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 dun. And also do stuff like get rid of extra page breaks and stuff like that. Why did that do that? Yeah, and anyway, don't worry about it. But right now you can see down here 277 pages, a total of 72,930 words, which is cool. So this is my long-winded way of saying I think the book is done. Now it's the nitty-gritty of the finished carpentry work. You know, I've roughed in the walls. I think I used this metaphor or analogy last night. The house is roughed in, the plumbing's in, the electrical, the drywall, but there's a lot of finished carpentry work that needs to be done, and that needs to start, I'm thinking, tomorrow, because frankly, it's a Saturday night, and I don't want to be here all that much longer. So I think what I am going to do is just quickly page through the book. Come on, page down. Yeah, stuff like this, just getting rid of extra spaces and stuff. There's only so much I can do in Scrivener because I still have to go through and verify that everything fits in here. You know, and this is where the page count is going to drop. Not precipitously, but it will drop over time. Contents page, blah, blah. That'll be filled in. That'll add a couple of pages, I think. And then just stuff like, oh, that looks terrible. Get rid of that. Such. Oh, way. Yeah. And deal with page break issues, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, resizing photos. Sorry, I should have put this on here. Obviously, this photo needs resizing, etc., etc., etc. Hello, Gary V. Imposter syndrome. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. Anyway, the book is done. Now I got to start reading the book and cleaning it up and doing a lot of that formatting work. And I'm going to start that tomorrow, not tonight. I just wanted to check in and keep my streak alive. Let's be honest, some nights you just don't feel like doing it. So I don't feel like doing it tonight. But at least I came down here and I kept the streak alive and kept my promise. The promise was I would come down here and live stream. The promise was not, I'll come down here every night and live stream and it'll be fantastic, award-winning, A+ stuff. Some nights, just showing up. You know, it's that old Woody Allen thing. 90% of success is just showing up. Something like that. Well, that's certainly true here. And so I'm going to say goodnight for tonight, but I will be back tomorrow working on the book in a more, hopefully, a more successful or fruitful fashion, because I know I'm going to be focusing on not writing the book, but editing and cleaning stuff up. So that's fantastic, and I couldn't have gotten there without your help. So thank you for that. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which comes out every single Monday. In fact, tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be editing the brand new episode for Monday featuring Mike Alston, who's a really cool guy. Great conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. All you have to do is search for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, and this image, the black and white photo of me with the words Nonfiction Brand, that's the cover art. Think of it as a square, not the entire book cover. And you will see that that is the cover art for the podcast, and you'll know you've got the right podcast when you download that one. If you like it, please give it a like. Subscribe to it, refer it to other people, but most of all, can you do me a solid and actually write a review for it? An honest review. Please, wherever you get the podcast, just write an honest review because that helps other people find the podcast. That's it for me tonight. I will see you tomorrow. But until then, theme music, play us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.